In a village where it hadn't rained for so long that all the rivers had turned to dust and the crops had withered in the fields, there lived a boy named Finn. The villagers had long ago forgotten what rain tasted like. They only knew that their world was very dry and very thirsty. One day Finn was playing by the river when he saw something strange. It was a cloud. Not just any cloud, though. This one was fat and low and grey, and it looked like it might cry. Finn had never seen a cloud up close before, much less one that might cry. So he ran as fast as he could to catch up with it. And then he had an idea. He found an old glass jar, the kind that had once held pickled onions, and he put the cloud inside. He put the lid on tight and shook it until the cloud turned into rain. Then he took the jar home and showed it to his mother. "Look, Mama, I've caught a cloud. Now we can have some rain." But his mother just sighed. She was used to her son bringing her jars full of dust and pretending they were precious gems. She didn't want to hurt his feelings, so she simply said, "That's a nice cloud you've got there, Finn," and she went back to making clay pots. But Finn wasn't done. He wanted more than just a little bit of rain. He wanted to control the rain. So he went back to the river and he started chasing clouds. Every time he saw one, he would run and jump and try to catch it in a jar. Sometimes he succeeded, and the clouds cried out in tiny raindrops. But mostly the clouds just laughed at him, puffing themselves up bigger and bigger until they covered the whole sky and blotted out the sun. Then the wind began to howl, and the dry leaves on the trees cracked and snapped like bones. Suddenly, the ground beneath Finn's feet began to shake, and when he looked up, he saw that the clouds weren't laughing anymore. They were angry, and they were sending their anger down to earth in the form of hail. Terrified, Finn ran home as fast as he could. When he got there, he saw that the clouds had followed him. Big hailstones were crashing through the roofs, soaking the villagers' yards. Water was pouring down the chimney, filling the river again for the first time in years. When his mother saw the wild look on Finn's face, she knew the clouds weren't just angry. They were dangerous. So she grabbed his hand, and they ran outside. They waded into the rising water, letting the cold rain wash over them. All around them, the villagers were shouting and running and falling down in the mud. After what felt like hours, but was probably only minutes, the rain stopped. The clouds parted and a sliver of sun peeked through. The angry rumble in the sky was gone. In its place was the quiet murmur of a summer shower. When Finn looked around, he saw that the river had returned, brimming with clean, cold water. The parched earth drank it in, sighing with contentment. The crops in the fields stood a little taller, their leaves a little greener. And in the distance a family of ducks paddled along the riverbank, their ducklings trailing behind them. Finn smiled. Maybe controlling the clouds wasn't such a good idea, he thought. Maybe it was better to let nature take its course. From then on, whenever a cloud passed overhead, Finn would look up at it and remember the day he learned that sometimes the best thing you can do is let the cloud be a cloud. His mother never did figure out what the cloud tasted like, but she didn't need to. Now they had water, and that was enough. The villagers all shared the water from the river, the rain, and they shared the food that grew from the land that the rain had watered. For a long time after that, there was plenty for everyone. And no one forgot the boy who had chased the clouds.